Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my kitchen class. We're going to learn how to cook in here today. I tell you, we're not going to always do complicated things. We're going to start out real simple. Last week we did a lot of different varieties with eggs. We still have more varieties we're going to cover. But today, what I'd like to show for you is something simple that you can boil, but it's something that you can eat all the time. We're going to make 3 different things that we can boil and have a great meal from, all right? You can kind of get a hint of what we're doing right off here on my shoulder. Do you see that? Good old-fashioned oatmeal. That's what I'm gonna make for you today. So I hope that you like it. I hope that you eat it. Just remember, the nice thing about oatmeal is it's something real simple. You can just cook it in a pot and it's gonna last in your belly for a long period of time. It's going to stick to your ribs and it's gonna really give you a lot of nutrition. So what we're gonna do is always when we're ready to cook, we're gonna start off with our apron, all right? So we'll just put our aprons on because it's gonna protect our clothing and keep us from making a big old mess on ourselves, right? And we don't wanna be too messy because otherwise we have to change our clothes, and who wants to do that much laundry? Not me, I'll tell you what. So I'm all set to go with my apron on. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take our pot and we're gonna add water to it. Since we're gonna be making 2 different types of oatmeal, we're going to need 2 pots. I need one for regular oatmeal and one for a little bit fancier oatmeal. So I'm gonna fill both of those up with this measuring cup, okay? The nice thing is that it's really easy just to fill your water to the top line. Some of them say they want you to fill it differently, but this one is a 1 cup measuring cup and you can fill it up and put it right inside the pot, okay? Here's my pot and here's my water. I'll just pour it in. Just like that. 1 cup of water. And 1 more cup of water in the smaller pot. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put these on the stove to start cooking. Remember, we're gonna light our gas stove. We're gonna first push it to the light button, and when it lights, we're gonna adjust the heat to where we want it. We don't want our heat to go up onto the sides of the pot, so we're gonna turn it down. We'll kind of look and see if it's where it needs to be, and it looks really good. That's gonna cook nice and fast. We want to speed up the cooking process by adding a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to give it a couple of shakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No big deal. You can't really mess up too bad on that. And then we'll do the same thing with the other burner because I'm cooking 2 pots at once. And we'll just light it and adjust the heat to where we need it. And that's all. So we're gonna let our water boil, and while we are, we're gonna figure out what kind of oats we wanna use today. So I have 2 different kinds of oats. These are traditional oats. These, if you have a child or you are a child who doesn't really like the texture or the feel, like maybe you feel like oatmeal is too heavy for your stomach and you're not really caring for it, I would suggest switching to Coach's Oats for a time and see how you like it. Because for some reason, this is a lighter texture and it's really still just as hearty and it keeps you full for a long period of time, and it's really quite good for you. It's got a good amount of fiber, so it's good for cleaning out your body's system. So I would suggest that. Now, did I tell you that water was gonna cook fast? It hasn't even been 1 minute and both pots are already boiling. Isn't that awesome? Because they're boiling, we're gonna go ahead and cook our ingredients. Now, one thing that's really cool is that when you're cooking oatmeal, you have 1 cup of water and all you need is half of that in oats. Okay, so I'm going to pour half of a cup of oats into my cup, and it's okay if it spills a little bit extra, just don't go overboard. And then you're just going to sprinkle that in there, okay? We're going to kind of sift it around, not a big deal, all right? That's going to cook really fast. When it comes to Coach's Oats, though, you're going to be doing 1/3 of a cup, and 1/3 of a cup is just a little bit less than half of a cup. See, you'll be able to tell because this is a half a cup and this is 1/3 of a cup, but they fit quite nicely. If they go inside each other, there's just a little bit difference in them, you know? So this water was also a cup of water, but we're only using 1/3 of a cup of Coach's Oats. And we're gonna put that in here and stir it around. Now our oatmeal is just about ready to go. That's awesome, it cooks so fast. You only have to cook it for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Is that fast or what? This isn't a whole lot different. So yeah, cook oatmeal because it's fast. If you take a package of instant oatmeal and put it in the microwave, it takes like 1 or 2 minutes to cook. It might even take longer. And then you have to wait for it to cool down. But when you do it this way, you don't have to. Our oats are done on that side. They're done. And these are just about done. I'm going to turn down this heat and I'm going to grab a bowl. All right? For these. So here are my bowls. And I'm going to take my one, and you know there's really not that much in here because I only made it for 1 person. Now, don't let this fool you. I don't usually make this little. I make a lot of oats, all right? And I make a lot more than just 1 cup of oats. But we're doing something fun today, so this is just for 1 person. This is enough oats for just 1 person. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly make another batch of this. It cooks up so fast. Look at that. That's just enough for 1 person. That's about 1 cup of oats, just like we cooked it for, right? So we'll add a little more water in here. And we're gonna put that on to boil. We're gonna salt it real quick. And it looks like this one is about ready. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I'll give it another minute just to be sure. And then our oats are ready after just 1 minute on the regular oats. The regular oats cook faster than the Coach's oats. About 5 minutes. So see, Coach's oats takes a little longer. And I'm not even sure why. I just know that this is supposed to cook longer and then you have to let it set. So we're just gonna stick with our regular oats for now, okay? All right, so we have our oats here, all right? Our good old-fashioned oats. We're gonna make traditional oatmeal first, okay? The first thing we're gonna do is just add a little bit of butter to this. Some people like their oatmeal with just butter, all right? So you can add a little bit of butter. Some people like to even add a little bit of salt, and that's totally up to you. And then I like to go ahead and mix it around and let that get in there. I can already hear my oats are ready to go. That's it for the oatmeal. This one's ready too. All right, so our oats are ready. We're gonna put those right here in this big pot. This big bowl. And then the easiest thing is that when you're cooking, it's super easy if you clean up your mess right after you make it. All right, so I'm gonna take this pot and I'm gonna go rinse it out in the sink. Now I'm noticing that these oats are done. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And then I'm going to pour it in this bowl, this little old bowl. Now we didn't use all of that because this little bowl is only about half of a serving. So now we have 3 different bowls of oatmeal, all right? And I'm actually going to add butter to all 3 of them. See, like that? After we add the butter, we just mix them around a little bit. And then you just stir in that butter so it melts. And then you're going to add a little bit of sugar or sweetener to all 3 of them. Now you can use white sugar, turbinado sugar, Zolka, brown sugar, honey. There's a lot of different things you can use for a sweetener, so don't be afraid to try a few different kinds. And then you can use a little more sugar if you like it a lot, and you can use a little less sugar if you don't like it that much. So I'm gonna get my tablespoon from the drawer because I don't really want to go overboard with the sugar here. I'm gonna do a tablespoon in each of these. And then, like I said, I'm making the traditional one right here in this bowl. So we like to add maybe some cinnamon to the traditional one. This is the traditional one. This is the one that we're going to add, well, you're going to be surprised to see what we do. So the traditional one has butter, sugar, and cinnamon. You could do 2 or 3 shakes, it doesn't matter. Depends on how much you like cinnamon, I guess. And if you like it creamier, you can add milk. And if you like it drier, you don't have to add milk. And then this is where it begins to change, because like I told you, you don't have to do anything to it. You can just add butter, cinnamon, and sugar, okay? So I'm actually gonna do the butter, sugar, and cinnamon in the middle one. And that's all that's gonna be in here. And I'm just doing a little less cinnamon than I did the other one. This makes yummy, yummy, delicious traditional oatmeal. So you want to do this sometimes. If not, you could actually eat this every day of the year and it'd be really good for you. You could also add a piece of toast on the side with butter on it. Be really yummy. You can even cook something else with it if you like to just have it on the side. So there's a little cup of oatmeal, all right? The next one we're going to do is a green apples and cinnamon one, all right? We're just going to add a little bit of cinnamon. And then we're going to take an apple, and it doesn't matter if it's a red apple or a green apple. The green apple works just fine. So I take my handy apple cutter and I push it down, and it's going to cut out the core for me. And I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to cut it up really small, about 2 apple slices per bowl. Now, you can either cut the skin off or you can leave the skin, but I suggest however you choose to do it, that you stir it around and let it sit there just for a minute so they can kind of soften, because that makes them super yummy. And you can make them super small or you can make them a little bigger, just depends on how you like them. But that is good old-fashioned apples and cinnamon oatmeal. There's the apples and cinnamon. Doesn't that look awesome? The next one we're gonna do is a fun one that I created years ago, and I think you'll like it, all right? This one that I put a lot of cinnamon in, wait till you see what I do with it, okay? I actually come back and I add a lot more brown sugar. 1 extra scoop, okay? Because I'm gonna add some other things that aren't so sweet in it, all right? I'm gonna add some walnuts that are a little bit crushed up, but not too bad. And I'm gonna put walnuts in it. About 1/3 of a cup. Next, I'm gonna add coconut, good old-fashioned coconut. You can have dried coconut, like if it's already been sitting for a while, or you can have fresh coconut. Any kind of coconut just makes it really fun. And you just put a little bit, like 1 or 2 pinches of it, maybe even 3 if you really like coconut. And you're gonna just put it right inside. And this is kind of like a almond joy, or just a nutty, yummy oatmeal. And I'm telling you, you could add raisins to this. Some people like that. My kids don't really like it, but that's what it looks like. And it's so delicious. Look at that bite. Oh my gosh, it tastes like German chocolate cake frosting. Oh, have you ever had that? It's so yummy. But that's how you simply make oatmeal. It took like 1 minute to boil the water, 1 minute to cook the oatmeal, and another minute at the most. So in 3 minutes, you have this delicious breakfast. You'll want to try that for sure. Make breakfast for your family. Make breakfast for those you love. And make sure you eat a good, healthy breakfast every day. You'll feel better. It'll help you think better. You'll just do better all around. Oatmeal is so good for your body. Also, if it's the cold months like it is for us right now, it just feels so good because it's nice and warm, and tummies like warm things when it's cold outside. If it's been raining, or if it's been snowing, or if it's just cold wind blowing on your face, or you know you're about to go out into the cold, that's what oatmeal is so good for. And it lasts a long time in your belly. It makes you not hungry for a long time. And it's just a great after-school snack. It's a great before-school breakfast. And it just helps keep you going. So don't be afraid to cook it. It's really, really a fun treat. Take care. Have a good day.